So welcome. As we said before, we're going to rotate around. I'm going to do that for you, so just leave it down, find it. Please don't leave it a spot. But we're going to start today with a couple of very clever people, three actually. Dr. Frank Hyplatz, who you met earlier. Thomas.
System that we have for latching the doors and also the reinforcement that we have in the doors. But first of all, probably a short animation just to show the functionality. I hope this works. It normally never works. Oops. Yeah, here we go. So the difficult challenge really was not, I mean I have to say this was one of the most exciting projects I ever worked on in this career. But the difficult challenge really is not actually having a car without a central pillar, it's having a car with a central pillar that's actually movable, that can actually move away. And maybe Thomas, you take me through a bit more in detail to it.
Yeah, we go back to the... Okay, as I think Andreas mentioned in his opening, we've got a real high percentage, over 58% of high-strength steel on this vehicle. Not only does that allow us to have a really high-strength passenger cell that helps manage deformation in all of the impact modes that we look at, but also it allows us to remain weight efficient. That gives us our best-in-class fuel efficiency both for petrol and diesel on the B-Max. You can see the coloured areas on the structure there, and I'll refer to them in a minute here on the vehicle as well. We also thought we'd bring out the doors because obviously the doors in this vehicle are really very important when it comes to the performance, and you can see here we've also got a very high amount of high-strength steel in the doors, particularly focused around the centre of the doors and also in these beams. So if we have a look on the cutaway, we're lucky to have this cutaway vehicle because it really allows us to show you, firstly, how well the door system works, how it really opens the vehicle up, but also it shows you in a lot of detail where the steels are used, where the latches are, so it gives us the ability to really kind of do demonstrations like this. The doors work independently, completely independently from each other, so under normal everyday usage there's nothing holding the doors together. So that gives the customer a really versatile vehicle. And you can see, and I'm sure you've already looked at this already, but when the vehicle's opened up, you get a really wide open space to get in and out of the vehicle. So whether you're putting your child seats in now, just using it in everyday use, it's fantastic. Now while this is great from an optical package point of view, from a safety point of view, it's a real challenge. And the team have had to come up with some ingenious solutions, both in the latching of the doors and also with some what we call passive systems, catches really, to make sure that the doors function as we expect them to. So if we look at the rear door first, we've got a conventional latch at the rear here, very much in line with a normal front hinge door. But we've got a couple of other things, and you can all kind of come in and have a look at this in a bit more detail afterwards. But we've got a number of catches. We've got one on the top here, which engages in the roof. We've got one at the bottom here, which as the door closes comes into this hole and engages in the rocker. And we've also got these sections here, both on the front and the rear door. And whilst these don't engage under normal everyday use, if the vehicle is struck on the side, then these two features here lock together to prevent the doors from opening up. To close the rear door, then you can see on the front door, we've got latches at top and bottom. So you've got a latch here which takes any load in the door into the roof, and you've got a latch at the base which takes load under the floor and into the rocker. And there's also another catcher which you'll have to crawl on the floor to see it, but it's underneath here and it essentially locates into that small rectangular hole underneath the latch there. And you can see when the front door is closed, quietly, it gives you then an idea of where how the central pillar is made up. The blue parts here show you, this is press hardened steel, so this is boron steel, it's incredibly strong. This forms the main central pillar of the vehicle, and when the doors are closed and locked together like that, it really forms the basis of the side impact performance. You can also see we've got the boron steel also in the A pillar. We've got boron steel beams in the doors here as well, just to provide that extra strength and to enable the B pillar to work together in an impact situation. Frank's showing you a short animation on the screen. This is just to really show how well we match our analytical work, which is obviously on the left-hand side, and the actual test that we do. The team spend a long time modelling, simulating the performance of the vehicle, and with an innovative vehicle like this, we can't afford or don't have the time to continuously test physical prototypes. So we really have to do a lot of our development on the analytically, which is the left-hand side, and then we correlate that to the test on the right-hand side. And you can see there, and it's a very brief animation, but it gives you an idea of how well we can get these things to match.
Frames a second. All of this is over in about 0.1 seconds, yeah, in reality. But I just want to show you one more time, and maybe you can have a look at, there is two belt tensioners in this vehicle on the driver's side. There's one belt tensioner here that will pull in some belt here, and then there's a second belt tensioner over here that will pull belt in here. As well, there is a knee airbag and of course the driver airbag, as you probably know it. So I just start this again. And please notice the specific belt tension sequence that we have here, and also please note the energy management that we actually managed to do in this seat system. That is a seat system that completely on its own carries a full seatbelt system, which we believe is the first in the B-class segment. Okay.
System is that you have to pay constantly normally for them. So in our system it's free. It uses your own mobile phone, which you have bonded or paired to your sync system previously, and initiates a 112 call with your own mobile phone. It works in over 30 countries in Europe, so we really have a diverse culture here in Europe, and we have a lot of languages and a lot of regions, even countries where we speak more than one language in one country. So we use GPS technology to determine the position of the car or where the accident happens, and then choose the appropriate language to speak to the emergency responders. So, for example, if you guys, or if somebody from France has an accident in Germany and doesn't speak German, we actually speak a message for him in German and help him perhaps to have a life-saving translation. We will give out the GPS coordinates in German and help the emergency responders to find the person, even though if he cannot speak or doesn't speak the language of the country. So as I said, we use GPS, we use the airbag sensors, so the actual restraint systems to determine if a crash has happened, and we use the user's Bluetooth enabled mobile phone. It doesn't have to be a smartphone, it can be pretty old phones. Normally nearly every phone is equipped with Bluetooth and can be paired with sync and can be used with all the voice activated features of sync and also with emergency assistance obviously. So one of the key features and one of the big advantages of using a mobile phone instead of an embedded solution is that the user, if an accident happened and he has to leave the car, he actually can take his mobile phone with him and continue to talk to the emergency operators and describe the situation, other than having to be in the car to communicate to the emergency operators. So you can take your phone with you in an accident and talk, go on talking. So when you activate the call, a big problem for emergency operators is always false calls, burdensome calls. So if you have a button in your car, it's always very dangerous that it gets pressed in a situation where it's no real emergency, like a breakdown or something similar. So we use two important technologies to initiate a call. One is the airbag deployment. So whenever you get in an accident where an airbag gets deployed, we do initiate a call. And the second is the emergency fuel pump shut-off. So for some rear accidents, for example, you won't get an airbag deployed, but the fuel pump will get cut off, so to prevent free fuel from getting into the engine furthermore. And so we use these two triggers to really initiate the call. The call itself will happen basically in 5 steps. So you got your phone paired to your car, you get into an accident. In the event of an accident, we pinpoint the location, which is shown in 1. We pinpoint the location via GPS and determine the language spoken in the country. Now, in the second step, Sync will speak a voice prompt. You will see all of this later in the demonstration, by the way. So Sync will speak a prompt to the vehicle occupant and tell him that he's going to place an emergency call. So in situations where you don't want to place an emergency call, you can cancel a call. You have an amount of time long enough to cancel a call and just basically do nothing. If you don't cancel a call, Sync will start a 112 call from your mobile phone and give also the operator the chance to see your mobile phone number and pinpoint your location not only with GPS but also with normal mobile phone services, and also of course call you back in case the connection gets lost somehow. So after we connected to the emergency operators, we speak the language, we speak the message in the local language, which is a very helpful service, especially in the part of the world where we are here. There's so many different languages. This language not only is in the local, this message is not only in the local language, but also includes the GPS information of the crash. So even though in situations where a person could be unconscious or unable to speak of any reason, we would transmit the GPS coordinates and help the emergency responders to find that accident and help the people as fast as possible. The emergency operators. So we're going to reroute the call to this mobile phone, and we can listen to some music here. Okay, I hope you like Eminem. If not, we'll be over soon. So actually the demo unit is paired to my mobile phone, which I have in my pocket. So in case now an accident happened, I will simulate it now. We're gonna hear a message.
Safely attempt to make an emergency call. To cancel a call, please choose cancel from the screen or press the hang up button.
So the user will be able to cancel the call in this part, either by pressing the hang up button here or the cancel button. If you don't cancel it, you will place an emergency call through your own handset. So you can see it here. It will start to call now. So we're calling. So this can all be done while with the phone in your pocket or anything. So now our emergency operator will pick up promptly, of course. And you will hear that message as an emergency operator.
A Ford vehicle has been in an accident. Stand by for GPS coordinates, followed by communication with vehicle occupants. A Ford vehicle has been involved in an accident at the following coordinates: latitude 51.50.
That's in Greater London if anybody's interested.
And longitude 0.0871. Repeating location. A Ford vehicle has been involved in an accident at the following coordinates: latitude 51.5072 and longitude 0.0871. Line open.
Now there's a feedback because we can talk now to the emergency operators. So the emergency operators can hear me through the speaker system and the other way around. And if the emergency operators cancel or hangs up the call after information gets transmitted and the service responders are dispatched, you will see your own location also, like here, afterwards to use. So that's basically the whole system, and then in the end you will be rescued promptly, hopefully, or assisted. This concludes the presentation, so thank you.